Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the video. In today's episode, we are going to talk about an accident that occurred in the port of Miami that caused quite the backup this past weekend. And we're also going to talk about a person that went overboard on Royal Caribbean. All of that is going to be in today's episode of Cruise News. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I post these cruise news updates every other day and theme park news updates in the opposite days between that, on top of all of our adventures that we go on. And your support will definitely help. This is a growing channel. Like I said, we've got a couple different stories in today's cruise news, both of them definitely very interesting. So let's go ahead and get into the first story. All right, so over this past weekend, there was a bit of a traffic jam going on at the Port of Miami. Apparently, an accident occurred about 2:30 in the morning. This was on Sunday morning, which ended up causing the port area to close for about 12 hours, at least to traffic. There were three cruise ships that actually couldn't, they were coming back from their sailings that could not get back into port. Ended up causing quite the backlog and made it a little bit late. Those three were the Norwegian Escape, the MSC Seascape, and the Carnival Celebration. All of them kind of had to wait a little bit off of the port for a while for them to clean that up. There was unfortunately one fatality that occurred during this accident. A boat collided with, I believe it was the Fisher Island ferry. Boat collided with that one. Like I said, one person was killed, so the Coast Guard had to kind of take care of that, and the fact that there was one of the, not the ferry, but the other boat that actually crashed into it was sunk a little bit, so they had to remove that wreckage from the port. Once all of that was done, which was about a 12-hour window, those three ships were finally able to kind of make their way into the port, so people were able to leave, and then people were able to get on for the following cruises. I didn't see anything about whether or not those cruises were impacted in any way. They probably left just a little bit late. I'm sure it was probably affected the people that were coming in more, especially if they had to fly out. But like I said, unfortunately, one person was killed in that accident. They were able to clear it after the 12 hours, and everything is now back to normal at the Port of Miami. And in our other story, a person goes overboard. This was on Mariner of the Seas. And as usual, from the way at least their initial reports, it sounds like user error was the culprit on this one for a passenger going overboard. This happened on Sunday the 25th. I believe this was when the ship was doing its sea day. At the beginning of its itinerary. The story going out is that there was a woman who was sitting on the railing taking a picture, and then she accidentally fell overboard. It does have a happy ending, however. She was found. The crew kind of acted quickly. They were able to send some smoke flares out to the location where she fell overboard. The ship turned around. They were able to rescue her, so it's not going to be one of those, which, if you've ever seen any of these stories of people going overboard, that's extremely rare. So she was lucky in the fact that she was recovered. Although, if it come to find out, she was sitting on the railing before she, taking a picture. This is probably going to be her last cruise on Royal Caribbean. I mean, let's just be honest here. That's just a stupid thing to do. You don't sit on the railings on the edges of those ships. I don't care how pretty that's going to look on your Instagram. You don't want to go backwards, which is exactly what happened to this person. Like I said, the cruise just basically continued on its normal trajectory. I don't get that word out. Their itinerary, we'll say, was able. So there wasn't any really disruption in that. So like I said, it ended up turning out well for everybody. But just a public service announcement: if you're going on a cruise, don't sit on the railing. That's just dumb. Now, whether or not that's what happened or not, those are the reports. It could have been something else, but usually when somebody goes overboard, it's either they jumped on purpose, they're drunk, or there's something to this effect. But luckily, like I said, it ended up, turning out well. Everybody was safe. Everybody's rescued. Live another day to do other dumb things. But yeah, so the person that went overboard is okay, and the cruise was able to continue on its journey. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's cruise news. Just a couple stories out there. Nothing too exciting going on in the world of cruising. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of today's stories. Would you be sitting on the railing on the edge of a cruise ship to take a picture? I got to tell you, you're not getting my fat butt on that. I don't even think I could climb up on the railing, even if I wanted to. But I'm definitely not doing. I'm careful on the railing, even if I'm just standing near it. But because I'm a sissy and I don't want to fall overboard. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about these stories today. And as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. And I'll see you all in the next video.